And good morning, everyone, and welcome to another GR Game Replays Tournament. Round 3, NYU versus MSI. Should be a very exciting game. This is our every weekly Sunday tournament where teams battle against each other in order to get those top spots. And this all leads up to a final tournament, which I believe is in 2 weeks, for a $1,000 prize. So very exciting. All these teams that you've already heard of, MSI, you've already heard of these guys. They've been battling it out constantly in these tournaments. They're looking to get the highest seed possible so they can make it to the finals, that final $1,000 tournament. So, very interesting. Bands going out already, so we'll go over that. So, looks like first band, MSI, going for Accursed, and then Ophelia. So pretty typical bands, of course, Accursed being such a monster, throwing around those shields, heals, and being an overall tank in general with his ulti. Just being able to live through those team fights and support his carry very, very well. And then MSI banning Corrupted Disciple and Plague Rider. So again, pretty typical bans. You see them in a lot of games. Corrupted Disciple being a great solo mid, being able to roam around, get those bottle runes, and gank incredibly well, and in the end, being able to carry his team to the finish. So, right now, I'm not really seeing a real comprehensive strategy to any of the bans so far. It looks like they just want to ban whatever they think is overpowered. So, MSI, their final ban, Hellbringer. And another typical ban, being such a huge harasser in the beginning of the game, throwing around Death Bottle. Malphus being able to dominate team games. And then, of course, Magic Armor Reduction is so huge in this game right now, which is why the reason that NYU ended up banning Blacksmith. He's also a great hero, taking down squishy heroes incredibly fast if you get multicast down, and then throwing around Magic Armor Reduction. Incredible. So, Chronos, first pick for MSI. I gotta say, I haven't seen Chronos yet in the tournament. Chronos, arguably a really overpowered hero. He's got such a great carry right now with the Curse of Ages, stealing agility, pretty much taking out any chances of a carry agility for the other team. So, overall, MSI, first pick Chronos, great idea. But NYU, countering with a Slither Puppet Master. So that's pretty interesting. Of course, they're probably going to be running at Puppet Master carry, which is going to be really useful against Chronos. Of course, he's not agility, so he still keeps up that damage. But of course, throwing all those disables around is going to be so powerful against that Chronos. He's got that pseudo disable of strings, and then he's also got Puppet Show, which could be devastating during team fights if Chronos starts attacking his own teammate. Taking him down, possibly all by himself. That's going to be huge. So and then Slither, of course, being such a great hero, so versatile right now. Ward's arguably one of the most overpowered skills in the game so far. Just being able to, throwing wards around for tanking purposes, being able to push towers incredibly easily, doing great harassment and not giving a whole lot of gold. So, and also being able to babysit incredibly well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Possibly Mew might be going for some sort of push strat with that Slither. We'll have to see. But there it is. MSI countering with a Defiler Demented Shaman. Of course, D-Sham being such a great, huge babysitter. Being able to throw those heals around, heal nukes. Being able to poison. Great harasser. Overall, beautiful hero. And then Defiler, great solo hero. He just being able to throw those ghosts around, push towers down so early in the game, that's going to be pretty huge. If they can get some early map control on top of Chronos, being able to farm away, push this game to 35-40 minutes, NYU is probably going to be taken down by that Chronos. So it's going to be really important to maintain map control, keep NYU from pushing, and take down those early towers, get some early gold going on. Anyway, so NYU, countered that with a Hammerstorm Voodoo Jester. So both heroes, you don't see a whole lot so far. They're occasionally 4th, 5th pick, but together, really interesting. I'm really liking this. Of course, Voodoo Jester, such a great hero. Acid Cocktail that could just be so devastating in those team fights. If he gets it off at the right times, you can stun 3 heroes for easily 4 or 5 seconds at a time. So really great hero overall. Cursed Ground, being such a damage dealer. If they can get that on a Cursed Ground on Kronos, throw a couple nukes on him, he's gonna go down real easily unless Rewind saves him. So really interesting. And then Hammerstorm, a great overall hero. Has huge ganking potential. Does some great damage in the beginning of the game throwing hammer, and then his auto attacking damage is pretty good. And but he also has the ability to carry if necessary. And then again, he's a strength carry. So again, not really worried about that agi steal from Kronos. Anyway, 5th pick for MSI, 4th pick being Soul Reaper Pharaoh. So definitely running some sort of kind of push strat going on while Kronos is farming. Of course, Soul Reaper being a great hero when heroes are grouped up, being able to throw those heals around, keeping everybody alive. And then of course he's great for those prolonged team battles with his aura damage. And then throwing his ultimate, instantly giving any hero under half health is just so powerful. And then running that Pharaoh. Pharaoh's going to be a huge hero right here. He's going to be a game breaker, really. If he gets in some good early levels, and then once he hits level 6, the moment he hits level 6, start ganking, especially on that Puppet Master, who they're going to be probably going to be trying to run as that carry. Pharaoh's going to be really powerful against that Puppet Master, being able to get an instant gank on him through that ulti, throwing that so far, hitting him, getting stun off, wall, hellfire, you're done, Puppet. So very interesting. And then 5th pick for MYU, Jeraziah. So again, MYU running some pretty interesting heroes we don't see a whole lot. Jeraziah, earlier in earlier patches, Jeraziah was the hero. Everybody banned him or first picked him because he was just, people thought he was so powerful. We haven't seen him quite as much, especially due to the high amount of high DPS agility carries, on top of high amount of nukers such as Pyromancer, Witch Slayer, those kind of heroes. So right now it looks like Jeraziah going to be throwing those shields on Puppet Master, trying to keep him alive as much as possible. Heal shield and his ultimate, trying to keep Puppet Master alive for as long as possible for him to really do some good damage. Interesting to see what the lanes are. They're probably going to run a Voodoo Hammer with a Jerry, possibly Jerry Slither, with a Puppet solo mid. But they could change things up. They might want to run, if they want to get some early fast wards, they can try and run Slither solo, getting his wards up pretty fast. Meanwhile, MSI running Soul Reaper Pharaoh down at bottom, so very aggressive lane. Can't get too close to the creeps there, which of course is where Jeraziah looks like is going to be bottom. Interesting play by MYU. I'm not sure exactly what they're going for. They're possibly going for Jeraziah solo mid with a dual lane on mid, or excuse me, Jeraziah bottom, solo bottom, and dual lane on mid. That's going to be really interesting. Looking to take down that Defiler. Of course, a dual mid lane is going to be so powerful. It always is against Defiler. She's just such a squishy hero. Relies heavily on early farm. So. Real exciting. And then of course Voodoo, Hammer top, in that double stun. Hammer throwing an AoE, then Voodoo coming up with Cocktail and Cursed Ground. Just it's going to be doing so much damage together. Looks like possible fight up on top. Voodoo running into 2 heroes, but Hammer following up. And playing a little game of chicken, not sure which team wants to go. It's probably going to be, there it is, stunned by Hammerstorm. Going to follow it up with the high-instant Cocktail. Kronos too close. D-Sham gets hit by another stun. They're going to probably take the, there it is. Voodoo gets taken down for the first blood, and then Hammer cleans up the other hero, D-Sham. So that was a huge play by MSI. They actually did get the first blood gold, so that's going to be really interesting. But Jeraziah with a Puppet Master on bottom. He's taking some serious damage, but he gets some heal off. Soul Reaper getting a lot of harassment. He's got to be a little bit careful here. He's getting a